This video is brought to you by Absolute Ambition Memoria, an exciting new fantasy novel inspired by old school RPGs and available free to new Audible.com members. To the people of Planet Pearl, Vim is everything. Vim is an energy source that exists deep beneath the surface. When the people of Pearl die, their Vim is returned to the soil and each new baby takes a little back out. The company of Megacorp wants to change this natural process forever. Cirrus Stark is determined to stop them.
I love dick.
How YouTube's super chat system is pushing video creators toward more extreme content. Fucking Buzzfeed are going after the super chats. In late April, the white nationalist Christopher Cantwell, commonly known as the Crying Nazi, made an appearance on a YouTube channel run by Andy Warski that boasts nearly 275,000 subscribers. Cantwell was there to talk about how he'd build a whites-only country within the United States. At one point during the live stream, a user with the screen name Hitler Did Everything Right spent $5 using YouTube's paid commenting system known as Super Chats to ask Cantwell a question. They wanted to know how a hypothetical white ethno-state would deal with undocumented immigrants. Cantwell said anyone crossing the border illegally would have a fucking wood chipper waiting for them. Gee, that's not very nice. The Cantwell ethno-state sounds pretty fucking brutal. As far as fictional regimes go, I'd say it's right up there with The Smokers from Waterworld starring Kevin Costner.
So which way we rolling? I don't have a goddamn clue.
Except not quite as exciting. I mean, who wouldn't want to get around machine gunning cunts on jet skis while chain smoking ciggies?
Never too young to start. No.
And someone going by the screen name National Socialist spent $100 for the super chat White Pride Worldwide. So? Buzzfeed themselves were just recently pushing a bunch of White Pride t-shirts. Black Pride. What? They were pushing Black Pride t-shirts. Fuck man, they're not racist.
Autism.
In response to a list of live streams featuring white nationalists compiled by Buzzfeed News, YouTube said some of the super chat comments fit its description of hate speech and that it would revisit its policies on super chat eligibility and enforcement. Hateful content that promotes violence has no place on YouTube. We carefully reviewed the live streams that were provided by Buzzfeed and found that the content does not meet our threshold for hate speech. However, we found that the comments shared in super chat do, said a statement from a YouTube spokesperson. They added that super chat is a relatively new feature. It's a small but growing source of revenue for some creators, and we are re-examining our policies in light of these edge cases. And that's exactly what a lot of them are. Edge cases.
Ooh, edgy boil out. Sharps and sides. Be careful you don't cut yourself and all that fucking edge.
Very few of these super chats are going to be from people who genuinely believe that paying Andy Warski a few bob to read a couple of lines is the way to legitimately advance their cause. Most of them are going to be from people just looking for a bit of shock value. They want to cause a reaction because it's funny. It's the same reason I like to put on nature documentaries whenever my cat's near the TV.
Autism.
Here to read the next bit of the article for us is none other than the owner and editor-in-chief of the RalphRetort.com, Ethan Ralph. Take it away, Ethan.
YouTube introduced super chats, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to read all that because it's just, we all know what super chats exist. Do we really need a rundown on that? Probably not.
Just do the next bit then, fuck.
Prominent far-right and white nationalist figures have for months been helping YouTube channels earn thousands of dollars thanks to frequently racist commenters who pay for the opportunity to make their voices heard. Buzzfeed News tallied the super chat amounts from two recent videos featuring white nationalists Richard Spencer and Mike Enoch and found they brought in just over $4,000, of which YouTube itself takes a cut. The company declined to say how much. I think it's 30%.
Yeah, it's about 30%. Which is ridiculous. I mean, all they're really doing is facilitating donations, receiving it from one person and giving it to another. Patreon facilitates donations for about 5% of the take. PayPal is around 3%, and Streamlabs is a big fat 0%. Donations are yours to keep. And while we're talking about keeping donations, I'm going to predict right now that any policy YouTube do put in place to deal with these hate speech super chats will be all about removing the alleged hate speech, as in fuck you, we're deleting your message but we're keeping your donation. So Buzzfeed are concerned that YouTube super chats are being used to spread racist hate speech, like white pride worldwide, and talk of an imaginary wood chipper being utilised by an imaginary ethno-state to carry out horrific imaginary deeds. Meanwhile, they're actively cheering on Antifa groups that shamelessly employ the use of physical violence in order to achieve their political aims. You know, terrorism.
It's important that we don't give the state a monopoly on violence. The police are part of the executive branch. The police serve Trump, who's a fascist. Police violence is no more justified than anti-fascist violence.
Free speech.
This is war, it's not playtime, so yeah, punch Nazis, kill them, kill those f***ers dead.
Speech.
If we go out and punch Nazis in the face, they won't appear in public.
I'm filming you. Oh, I'm gonna hurt you. Because you have a mask on. Oh, shit. Oh, motherfucker.
Oh, shit, he's bleeding. Yo.
And what are those strategies?
A lot of times it includes actual violence.
Get yourself to the dark side.
When you publish a field guide promoting the various Antifa groups around America, complete with handy contact links and direct quotes from their representatives, it's pretty rich to then come after YouTube live streamers for spreading extremist content and hate speech.
Autism. Spastic autism.
This BuzzFeed article looks at an incident that occurred last year in Seattle. Some Antifa people spotted a guy wearing a swastika armband riding the bus. It was suggested that he'd been harassing a black man, but I've never seen anything to support that. And the way he's sitting with his hands and feet together with his headphones on is more suggestive of someone trying to keep to themselves than someone lashing out. I actually wonder if he's all there in the head.
Spastic.
But anyway, this guy was followed and cornered in a laneway, knocked out by an exceptionally violent king hit to the face and left unconscious on the ground.
They deserve the welfare. No,
If I was to show you any more than this, I could get in trouble with YouTube for spreading hateful content. There's a link to the full video in the description if you want to see it. Now, I'm not criticising BuzzFeed for reporting this story, although it does read as if this was a great thing. If BuzzFeed want to come after some edgy YouTube super chats and cry hate speech, then I think it's worth examining BuzzFeed's own platform with the same level of scrutiny. I suggest getting a gun and shooting them before they try another Holocaust. Kill Nazis. Be prepared to have your face on the ground. Every Nazi needs to be decked. Punch them all every day. Punching a Nazi out is everybody's prerogative. The Constitution be damned. I have no problems with ordinary citizens standing up for America in the truest sense and beating these bastards senseless. Dude's lucky to be alive, lol. He deserves way more than a punch to the face. Oop, another one from Slutguts. Punching a Nazi is always self-defense because being a Nazi is violence. I'm all for non-violent solutions, but punching a Nazi is always the correct response. What a fucking muppet. Nazis should be decked. Wow, it's almost like BuzzFeed are a bunch of hypocritical regressives who are happy to support and promote actual physical violence as long as it's coming from their guys. Suck my dick, BuzzFeed. And YouTube, grow some fucking balls and tell these virtue-signalling faggots to fuck right off.
Recession! Give me better times, give me better times. Recession!